evening, everybody. So as she said, my name is Andrew McDowell, and my claim to fame was that I published a fantasy novel titled Mystical Greenwood. But tonight I'm going to be reading something I actually had given up for a long time, and that is short stories. So I'm just going to read a couple excerpts. So the first will be from one set actually set at Christmas time. The other one is a story about a shark. So this is the first excerpt from The Red House. Max was prepared to doze off when his mother suddenly gasped, making him turn with his eyes wide open. She cried, "What? Oh my God, when did this happen? Where is he?" Max got up and saw his mother writing down something on a notepad. He could feel his heart growing heavy. "Yes," she said. "Thank you for calling. I'll be right there." She put down the phone with great exertion and raced toward the closet near the front door, but not before turning off the water. It hadn't even had a chance to boil. Max chased after her. "What is it, Mommy? What's happened?" "We gotta go," she said without even looking at him. "Get your coat." Max followed her down the hallway. "Mommy, what is it?" Only after she'd grabbed her coat did she turn to face him. Her eyes looked like they were ready to swell up with tears. "Your father's been in a car accident. He's been taken to the hospital. We've got to go see him. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I can't leave you here all alone." Max's stomach dropped. "Is he going to be all right?" "I don't know. Now please hurry and get dressed." Okay, I'll be ready in a second." Max grabbed his coat and boots from the closet. "What exactly happened?" Max asked again as he grabbed his hat and gloves. "No more words, Max. Now hurry up." They raced into the car. She drove away down the slushy road. The whole time, Max didn't say another word. In fact, he just sat there in complete silence while looking out the window. His mom, meanwhile, kept driving, but she did not drive frantically due to the roads being slushy. Nevertheless, Max noticed how she twitched and panted as she drove. It made him feel all the more nervous and afraid. At last, they arrived at the hospital. Max got out of the car once they were parked inside the parking garage and followed his mom through the cold concrete structure inside a door and up an elevator. Eventually, they came to a desk. "Can I help you?" asked the lady at the desk. Mrs. Yule replied, "I was told that my husband was here. He was in a road accident." After Max's mom gave her name and that of her husband and showed her ID, the lady replied, "One moment, please." Max goes down by talking to a nice lady, said his mother. All right, so now this one's from another as yet unpublished short story, The Harbor Master. "Come on, what are you saying?" I wanted to know who he was talking about. Nothing was going to drag my attention away. He snarled and glared at me. "All right, laddie, but your curiosity will get you killed. People all around this island know the Harbor Master, but he ain't an ordinary fish. He's a hammerhead far larger than any other you'll see in this world. Ordinary great hammerheads can get real big, 11 feet or so, but the Harbor Master's over 24 feet. He's been a terror to us fishermen for generations. We all fear an encounter the moment we leave port. He's more dangerous than the White Death ever will be." A lump formed in my throat. Though the old man's story had captured my interest, I was equally ready now to return to my table. I could feel my knees shaking. Yet I wondered, was it really possible there was a monster-sized hammerhead? I mean, there were some claims that the ancient megalodon might still be around like other living fossils, feasting on whales just as the great white feeds on seals and sea lions. This story seemed just as fanciful. I looked away. "I see you don't believe me," he replied. "Well, let me tell you, I've seen the Harbor Master. 'Twas an excellent day, where I just caught the biggest marlin ever, when the Harbor Master knocked me boat over and took my entire catch. So I know what I'm talking about. That monster could cleave a man in half with a single bite. Snap!" He made a motion with his hands, startling me. Before he continued, "His cousin old Hitler has terrorized the Florida coast since around World War II. My old shipmate McCord saw him when he was watching for the Nazis' dreaded U-boats off his home shore. It's a miracle he wasn't harmed, but he wouldn't venture out there anymore when he fished, not with giant hunters like them in the waters. Neither one of those giants will ever let himself be caught by the likes of us men. Every shark fears the Harbor Master. He controls all others in this area. They shrink away in fear of him. A master's a master. Mark my words, my boy." I stood there for a moment. It felt like an eternity now. My throat was drier than sand, and my mouth was open. But then finally, the words gushed out of me. "Yes, well, thank you for telling me the story, sir, but I gotta get going." As I walked away, I heard him say, "If you know what's best for you, lad, don't venture too far out to sea."